You're listening to Bark and Wag's 15-Minute Vet Talk. Each week, your host, Polly Requa, interviews veterinarians and individuals in the pet industry from across the nation answering pet questions. Bark and Wag podcast is produced weekly for your enjoyment, and show notes can be found at barkandwag.com under the podcast tab. That's BARKNWAG.com. Please remember to subscribe to Bark and Wag 15-Minute Vet Talk.
Thank you for listening to Bark and Wag 15-Minute Vet Talk. Bark and Wag is dedicated to protecting our dogs through advocacy, education, and supporting like-minded dog lovers by selling custom pet products. Bark and Wag is excited to announce our new partnership with a Colorado hemp farm to produce a line of CBD products for your pets. Bark and Wag has CBD pet tincture available in 300, 750, 1200, and 2400 milligrams. Bark and Wag CBD is pet safe, no THC, it's made in the USA, and is CO2 extracted. Please check out Bark and Wag's website, barkandwag.com. That is BARK, to see our line of CBD and awesome merchandise. We love pooch ideas for podcasts and merchandise, so anytime send an email to Polly at barkandwag.com with your suggestions.
Welcome to Bark and Wag 15-Minute Vet Talk. I'm your host, Polly Requa. Today we're talking to Tammy Hendrix. Tammy is an intuitive animal communicator, a compassionate medium, and a healer committed to helping relationships transform on every level. Tammy is the owner of SoulSpeak. Welcome, Tammy.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you for being on the podcast. So tell us, what is SoulSpeak?
You know, SoulSpeak is something that originated throughout my life, and it just formed in the last 10 years, but it was already in process as I was growing up and learning. But basically, SoulSpeak's a conversation originating in the heart that taps into an intuitive space and helps you connect with and understand from your animal's perspective.
And how did you decide to start a business?
You know, it was a natural extension of how I've lived my life and the animals that have participated in all the teachings and the growth with them. I have a private animal sanctuary and have many, many animals that have come to teach, to heal, to learn about their own soul paths. So it's a wealth of lifetime wisdom along with my own personal family wisdom as well. And so people started asking me questions, and this business, this calling, naturally extended from that.
That's wonderful. What type of clients do you have?
It's interesting because the clients come from all different spaces, from all parts of the world, but the main common denominator, I'd say, would be they want to connect with their animals on a deeper level, whether they're here with them now or when they're in spirit, which the need for that connection becomes even greater once they pass. So I have people who are in grief, they are missing their animals, or they just simply want to connect deeper from a day-to-day level and understand the depth of communication that's available to all of us.
So do you get a feeling, or when you communicate with the animal, do you let the owner know that they are safe and they're waiting for them at the Rainbow Bridge? Or what are some examples you can give?
You know, it's fascinating because SoulSpeak is a conversation, literally. And so usually when clients meet with me, they just start talking from wherever their heart leads them. And so when I realized I was using my heart as a perceptual center and seeing and sensing the world around me through that, it allowed for me to help and allows for me to help clients do the same. So it's not that I'm talking to the animals, it's the animals are guiding us in the conversation, and spirit shows up and whenever we talk, and it's a very organic conversation where the animal finally gets to tell their story, their own perspective. Animals are extraordinary storytellers, and we often leave them out of that part of the narration, part of the story. So when I'm talking with a client, their animals will pop into their current conversation, or if the person is discussing, the event that led to their passing, the animals will pop in, and it's like a three-way conversation. It's nobody talking to, we're talking with, we're conversing.
And so what are some unique animals that you've, like, I'm sure you have a lot of dog lovers and cat lovers, but have you ever, had to SoulSpeak with a horse or a llama or?
Definitely. There's a horse now I work with periodically, Fritz. And then I've had guinea pigs, I've had lizards, I've had hamsters, lots of different ways birds, lots of different ways we connect with animals.
And so do you have webinars that the listeners can partake in?
Yes, I offer a live show twice a month. It's free of charge, and anybody can sign up for it. And each of those shows is really, I laugh, it's not really a show, it's more of a gathering, a heart gathering, and even a workshop per se, because the animals always guide me as to what the topic's going to be for the next show. And then once that drops in, the experiences, the meditations, exercises evolve from that, but everybody can participate through the comments. It's live, so they can watch on YouTube or Facebook. In fact, the next one is April 5th. So I enjoy working with people, and also they can submit photos and questions for a chance at a mini reading. So that's always fun.
That's really neat. And how do people get a hold of you?
Well, they can reach me by my website, tammy@hendrix.com. They can email me, tammy@tammyhendrix.com. It's very easy on my Facebook page or through YouTube comments. So I enjoy working with people, and I enjoy them reaching out and sharing their stories.
Well, thank you for being on the podcast, and we look forward to having you back.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to Bark and Wag's 15-Minute Vet Talk. If you like what you just heard, we hope you'll pass along our web address, www.barkandwag.com, to your friends and other pet owners. Have a pressing question for a veterinarian? Ask your question at barkandwag.com under the podcast tab. This has been a KFR production. Join us next time for another edition of Bark and Wag's 15-Minute Vet Talk.